Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be doing a play to lose in the Type 71. This is a Tier 10 Japanese tech tree heavy. It's a vehicle which features incredible penetration, decent alpha at 420, and pretty solid mobility running improved suspension. This tank, in most situations, is one of the strongest tier 10s you can play. And while it may not have an autoloader or high alpha damage, it's just a very sturdy vehicle that usually does a very good job at eliminating autoloaders just because of the fact it has such good armor. Now, that's not to say this vehicle doesn't have weaknesses. It features only 6 degrees of gun depression if you're running mobility. You can get it to 9 degrees if you're running the improved vertical stabilizers, but then you're going to lose out on mobility. So you do have to do a bit of a trade-off there. Personally, I feel like maneuverability is more important than having that slight bit of flexibility, just because it's so much better to be able to wiggle in this tank and get more bounces. The other downside of this vehicle is the fact that it is quite large and its hatch is pretty easy to hit. Hatches are such an easy way to balance out a tank, and yeah, this tank has incredible armor everywhere, but man, it pains me so much when somebody snaps you in the hatch. It really does. So we'll see what we can do. We got a 57 heavy named Doom of Noobs, which already is spelling big noob. Gotta be honest. I'm not sure why our team isn't moving up here. We can see that the enemy team is capturing B and A, so I'm not really sure what you would be scared of there, but what do I know? We got the TVP, and oh, their whole team is camping in the back, and we've already lost 700 health. Crazy. Okay. I don't know what else to say. Alright, well, let's move up, I guess. We got a AFK K91, though, so I will take advantage of that if we can. There you go. 291. Wow. That's a pretty freaking bad roll if I've ever seen one myself. The problem is I want to shoot AP, but I also don't, like, standard is what I mean to say, because I guess the premium rounds are AP as well, but I also don't trust the accuracy enough to hit that. Alright, let's aim it on the CS. Unfortunate. Type 71 is okay on accuracy. It's .344 if I'm not mistaken, which is good, but it's nothing crazy good. Alright, well, apparently the C75 is just like the best player ever because he doesn't miss my weak spots. He snapped me in the lower plate instantly there. We're just going to wiggle and hope that he bounces us. Let's see. Nope, goes right through. The good news is that we obviously have a lot more teammates here. Dude played way too aggressive, put himself in an awful spot, and because of that we're going to hopefully take advantage of him, but he won't bounce me. Literally, he's just going through every bit of armor we have. Very, very annoying. The Type 71 does exceptionally well against heat ammunition. It does not do incredible against APCR, and as we can see, the 75 does have APCR premium, so he was able to cut through my upper plate, and when I angled, he was able to cut through my... Okay. 420 alpha. 420 alpha. That is absolutely incredible. 420 alpha. And we rolled 370 on the TVP. Thanks, Wargaming. I swear that there is a mechanic in this game that when there is a one-shot vehicle, you have like a super high chance of low rolling it. Because every single time when I have a one-shot tank in front of me, I mean, if that TVP had shells, I probably would have died there just because of bad RNG. But the good news is it looks like it's not going to matter. We are going to win this. We've dealt over 3,000 damage. Not a great showcase of the type's overall capabilities, though, I will say that. The armor of this vehicle did not work at all this game. The 75 went through us with every single shot. The Vickers is going to run. Where? No clue. He's just going to YOLO the Cobra. Okay, well, looks like we get 0 damage. Yep, unfortunate. So yeah, kind of a mid-game there. You can see even the 75 went through our track wheel there. The Type 71, as I said, is very effective against heat shells, specifically heat, because its upper plate is very troll. The tracks are super thick and spaced armor. But when you have a vehicle like an E75, which has 326 millimeters of APCR pen with Cali, it can just go right through my upper plate. And if I angle the sides, he'll just go through my tracks. So yeah, and I was also kind of on a downward angle, so Not the best situation, but we have more HP than the E75, we have more DPM, and we have more pen. So we were able to just cut through him every single shot we fired, and it wasn't that big of a deal. We bled some health, but it worked out in the end. And we did slightly over 3k. Type 71 is just, it's an all-around great tank. You know how the E5 is really good at hull down? Well, this is just really good on flat. That's the best way to describe it. Okay, well, we are going to make our way to the mid, see what we can do. You'll notice the mobility on this tank is pretty solid for what it is. I think it has a top speed of around 37 kilometers per hour. They did nerf its speed a bit. It used to be like 40. And originally it was actually going to be 45, which is kind of insane. But yeah, the mobility on this vehicle kept getting nerfed and nerfed, which I guess is understandable. With the amount of armor it has, it shouldn't have had the level of mobility that it had in testing. We can see the VK-72 spotted, the Object 268, which means the Waffle and Yag are the only TDs not detected at this point. I'm just going to go for it. If they have a Yag back here, then so be it. But I'll tell you this, they're not going to be here for long. I'm just going to push right up. I'm going to get support from my Leopard, hopefully, and we're going to be able to push these guys right off. Where are you going to go, bro? Where are you going to go? Well, we got a nice HE into the Waffenträger, and at this point, he HE's me. Oh, no! Anyway, we reload, and we get another HE shell into his vehicle for 488, and he's dead. So already we flanked into the enemy spawn, and I don't think they're enjoying it too much, gonna be real. Now we're going to push on the M6 Yo, who has kind of boxed himself in over here. We're going to aim it on his turret. There you go. 346 damaging shell. And we also have the Boss Chatillon, which is quite nice. Now, the Yo will probably cut through me with these shots. That is mainly down to the fact... Oh, well, he shot his second shell. I was going to say it's mainly down to the fact he's looking down on me, but it shouldn't really matter at this point. We've basically screwed this Yo. And, again, this is why the mobility on this tank is definitely better than the overall gun depression. Just the mobility allows you to work this tank better. So the Yo is going to die. Pretty good stuff. Now we're going to start moving up again. The VK-72 is a one-shot, and we're still pretty healthy ourselves. The Leopard's pushing in. I have a feeling the enemy thinks I'm going to go around them, but I'm not going to, actually. Wow, 855. If I've ever seen a dumb roll, that's the one right there. 855. What the frick? That is stupid. Well, the good news is we still finish off that player pretty easily. We're going to get behind the VK-72. Actually, we don't even need to. He's dead. Get a nice shot into the Jagdpanther for 414. I'm not too worried about the Yag killing me. Honestly, even if he does turn for me, I really am not worried at all. We have pretty good, yeah, survivability, I was going to say, because of the amount of HP we had left. So at this point, we're going to back up, and we're going to see if I can get one shell into the E100. There you go. 460 damaging shot into his track wheel, and the Boss Chatillon finishes him off. So that was a 4,000 damage game. Again, our armor, not really that effective. Our upper plate got penned a lot. Our vehicle didn't really get too many bounces, which is surprising. Normally, the Type 71, you're looking at least 1,000 to 3,000 blocked. It's kind of like the 268 version 4 of heavies. But, I mean, I'll take a win. That was a pretty solid game. We did a lot of damage, and we were able to showcase the mobility. For this loadout, I've actually changed my vehicle a teeny bit. I have put on Refined Gun rather than V-Stabs. I just want to see how it affects our overall gun handling and feel of this tank, because, as I mentioned before, this vehicle actually has rather good on-movement values. So, technically, if the on-move is good enough, I wonder if just Refined Gun's going to make it a lot better for accuracy. However, doesn't seem like it's made it much better. It does seem quite a bit less accurate just driving uphill at 20 kilometers per hour, which is not always the best thing ever. Alright, well, I'm going to do right now is... I'm going to see if I can get aggressive, honestly. I feel like I can get away with it. There you go. Nice shot into the Progetto turret. And really, the only spot I'm worried about the Prog penning me is in the hatch, but as we can see, he's already ran away, so not that big of a deal. We also have the Vickers Light, and a 15 damage shell from the Yag. Whoa, you got me. Oh, yeah. Well, the Progetto's dead, which is really, really good for us. And I'm going to move up here. Maybe we can get a shell into the BZ. It doesn't look like that's possible. Okay, well, that's alright. What we're going to do is we're going to start off by capturing this base, because I don't want to lose on base cap. So here we go. There you go, nice. Then we're going to push up over here. See if we can get some damage into this Concept 1B. There you go. 430 damage shell. 4005, is it really that challenging to, like, I don't know, push him and, like, pen your shots? I mean, it might be. I don't know. It can't be that hard. We got the Yag in front of us. Let's aim it on the Yag. Oh, and he turns for us. Alrighty. He was going to shoot the boss Chatillon, and then he just randomly turned and snapped us instead. Oh, that's my luck. Let's just shoot him in the track wheel so he doesn't have the ability to repair it. And at least the bat check comes back and clears him. I mean, we're doing okay. We're at 2,000 damage. We've only bled about 1,200 health, which isn't that big of a deal for how much HP this tank has. It's just kind of annoying that Yag literally just insta-snapped us for, like, no reason. Now, this vehicle usually does quite well against heat shells, and as we can see, that was the case at least for that shot. We got the Vickers in the back. Wow! Wow! Thanks, Wargaming. That made sense. Oh, most definitely. Thank you so much. Alright, well, we get a nice shot into the KPZ. We're going to angle our hull. There you go, another nice bounce. This is where the armor of this tank feels quite incredible, is when you're able to use this tank in a situation like this. But, oh boy, 420 alpha? Nah. Why would I roll my average damage? Instead, I'm going to roll 350. Whoa! Man, we love accuracy. Oh, 420 alpha? Why would I roll that when I could roll 360 on the Vickers Light? I'm telling you, Wargaming has RNG rigged in this game. There's no way that you can give me two tanks that are one-shots and both of my shots on those vehicles low roll by literally 50 to 60 damage. What the hell? That's all I'm going to say. That's all. That my evidence has been presented in front of you. Solid game, though. We blocked a lot. We did a lot. The Type 71 finally kind of did its thing. This is what you expect the Type 71 to do in most battles you play, which is get a lot of bounces, deal a lot of damage, but nothing crazy. You usually don't see ridiculously high games being played in this vehicle. I mean, yeah, you might get the occasional 5 or 6k, but for the most part, you're looking at around 3k for a decent player. It's just more you're going to block a lot, and you're going to take a lot of shots for the team. This is basically a mouse with more effective armor and more mobility, which is kind of sad, but yeah, it kind of is. That's how this tank works. So, we're going to try again here. I honestly didn't notice Refined Gun being any better than V-Stabs. Next update, though, Refined is getting an additional 5% effectiveness, and V-Stabs is actually losing a bit of effectiveness. So because of that, yeah, Refined is looking to be quite superior for certain vehicles, especially tanks like the Super Conch that have ridiculously good on move. It's just going to allow them to be incredibly accurate. Not really sure why they're changing Refined and V-Stabs. I think they're pretty balanced the way they are currently, but a little stupid if you ask me. Our STB says he's going to go wide, so hopefully if he does do that, I'm going to be able to cover. T100 LT went wide as well. I hate fighting T100 LTs. They're such a cringe vehicle to go up against. Alright, well, we can see the M48 Patton off to the side, and yeah, definitely the on-move is quite a bit worse, you can see, without V-Stabs on. But the accuracy does obviously give you that advantage in certain situations, so it's kind of back and forth. Alright, we got the 4005, which we do get a shell into, but unfortunately the Patton hits us in the process. But we do get the shell out, which is quite good. That's obviously the main goal that we have. Let's aim it on the T30. There you go. And a nice roll, 520. It's like the shots that we don't need to pen and roll high do. Let's see. I'm just going to wait for him to back up, possibly. No, I'm not able to hit that. The only way I'm going to hit that T30 is if I go down here a bit, and then I maneuver around the side like this. This will be a lot easier to hit that T30, because then if he backs up, even with Refined Gun, we're still not hitting these shots, though. Yeah, Type 71 gun is kind of weird. Like, it's accurate, but it's hella mid at the same time. And because of that, it does create a rather polarizing experience when playing this tank. Now, that was quite good. 607 damage into the T100 LT. Don't think he enjoyed that all too much, to be quite honest. We're going to reload again, but we're not able to hit the T100, but that's alright. We're aiming on the T30. There you go. 448 damaging shell. Okay, pretty good. We are getting out bleeds, which is always important. We're going to aim it on this T30 again. And there you go, 460. Okay, pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. We've dealt just shy of 3,000 damage at this point, which is always very, very solid. We have the Yag, though, right in front of me, and he has his tungsten loaded, so you know it's going to hit hard. Yep, 929. There's no way I'm ever going to bounce a Yag in this tank. It's just common sense. I mean, yeah, the Yag has so much pen. The good news is that we have a lot more HP. I'm going to back up, and hopefully before the Shag's able to get his tungsten shell out as well. Alright, nice, we did. We get another nice shot into the Jagdpanzer as well. And, oof, he almost got wedged. Oh, he still hits that. That's a little bullcrap, I'm going to be honest, the fact that the Yag hit the shot there. Good news is we still have HP left, and we've done our job. So, again, like the Type 71, it's just a crazy good vehicle for most situations you get it stuck in, because of the fact, even if you do get penned, it's got so much HP that you can take shots from a Yag and still be pretty healthy. So that was a pretty solid game. We did a lot of damage. Our gun only trolled us a teeny bit. We ended up dealing almost 5,000, assisting 500, and coming out with a win. So not too bad at all. That was a good example of where the Type feels quite solid. Again, I don't really know if I like Refined on this vehicle or not, but it seems to be doing all right, and especially at distance, I do like that better. So I can't really get all too mad. Here we are. This is a great map for the Type 71. Any smaller map, you know, kind of like where a mouse does well, this tank's going to do well. Because you can get into the front line, you can hopefully get some bounces on your lower plate, on your upper plate, and you can get a win. So the enemy team has a mouse, they have an M6 Show, they have a 60 TP. Wow, they got a whole strong lineup. They even got a freaking 113 GFT. Now, we've got strong tanks too. We got a Yo, we got a 60, but we also have a 50B. And 50B players are usually really bad, especially when his name is Nub Teams Bot. Guaranteed that's a bad player. Anybody that picks that name is not good at the game. I'm sorry. It's just factual. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. We're going to move up over here, and we got the Yo in front of us. We get a pen into the Yo. Nice. Okay, let's chill right here, and let's see if anybody else is poking this. No, it does not appear that is the case. Okay. Well, 60 TP appears to have been bled a bit. Oh, interesting. Alright, I'm just going to poke the Yo. I knew he was on reload. I knew that had to be the case. Okay. Well, let's see. The Yo is going to shoot him once and twice. And then we're going to poke him. We're going to get the pen into his vehicle for 384. And we reload one more time. Yeah, definitely this Yo has been placed into a pretty awkward situation. And we are going to finish him off. Yes, I got it, Yo. You want to attack. We did. Alright, Yo gets one pen into the enemy 60, and at this point, it's looking like a pretty easy win, to be honest. The enemy team just did not play this properly. They played way too aggressive when they shouldn't have, put themselves in pretty mediocre positions, and because of that, it went pretty poor for them. Now, the 60 TP, I was going to say might struggle to pen me, but once again, just hatches me. The hatch on the Type, as I did mention, is very, very poor and is a huge weakness of the vehicle. We have a full health mouse who appears to be AFK. Quite impressive, to be honest. Let's aim it on the T-57 Heavy. Nice shot. Alright. You bounced me in the flat side. Pretty big L for you. Let's see, is the mouse AFK? He is. Yeah, unsurprising. Very, very unsurprising. Alright, well, if he is AFK, I'm going to push off to his side, and we're going to see if I can get some damage out. There you go, 319. I mean, the Yo and I know what's up. We're going to take advantage of an AFK player any day we get the chance. Yo's going to get some good damage into him. I'm going to get some good damage into him. The Hori's going to get some good damage into him. I'm probably only going to get one more shell out, but that is still a little bit of extra damage, so let's get that shot there. Nice, and the Hori is going to finish him off. Okay. Yeah, the mouse being AFK did not help out their team. To be fair, I don't think it would have changed the result of this game. This was a pretty easy win nonetheless, but still, didn't help them all too much. AFKs are stupid, and I think that AFK players should honestly get punished a lot more than they are. So, let's see. We got the WZ-132-1 who's going to fight the Yo, and the WZ is probably going to try and kill this Yo. So, if that's the case, let's see. Yo shoots. Where's the WZ going to go? I would expect him to run over here. So let's aim in and... Really? See, that's where vertical stabilizers would be much better. You know, hitting that shot just would have been easy with V-stabs. But because we're running Refined, that shell did not end up hitting. So now, we have to spend a decent amount of time trying to chase down a light tank. My thoughts... Oh, what is this light gonna do? Let's see, let's see. I mean, I just don't know where he's gonna run. He's trying to go wherever the heck he can. We might be able to get a shell into him here. There you go. Bonk, 491. Pretty good stuff. Alright, let's push up over the ridge line so that this WZ really can't back up, ideally. And then let's aim it on his tank again. Oh, man. The Type gun is just so mid sometimes. Like, it's great, but it's also hella mid. And, does make it sometimes very unenjoyable. But we got 2 shots into him in the end of the day, which is pretty solid. We got a little bit longer left on our reload. However, he actually manages to miss him, which means we should be able to pick up this kill here. We're just going to drive right over, get the snap into his vehicle, and there you go. Pretty good result. So in total, we ended up dealing just shy of 5,000. We got a win, we got some blocks, and we were able to use our tank's maneuverability to once again get a win out here. As I said, like, the Type is a very easy tank to do well in. It really is. The WZ did pretty good on their team. That Yo got absolutely crapped on. Like, that's a very good player, top 4 or top 8 camo, but he played too aggressive and he got boxed into a position he couldn't get out of. Because he was running the double shot, I wasn't very scared either, so he just kind of pushed on him and was easily able to finish off his tank, but not that much of a problem at all. Okay, well, pretty good stuff so far. Pretty good stuff so far. We're at about 20 minutes, which is alright. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a loss pretty soon, though. The Type is, at the end of the day, not that influential of a vehicle. Like, it's great, don't get me wrong. It's got a lot of armor. It's got okay DPM. It's kind of like the IS-7, but instead of having the pike nose and the stronger turret, this vehicle has a much stronger hull and a bit of a weaker turret, in my opinion. But the advantage is the gun. I mean, the gun on this tank puts the IS-7 gun to shame. Even though the IS-7 has better pen than it used to, it's not even close to the Type 71's premium pen. And when you pair that with the fact the Type 71 just looks better, I really like this tank. I honestly love playing in this vehicle. But as I said, the problem is it's just not that big of a game changer in its overall playstyle because it doesn't have a lot of damage per shot. And it's not an autoloader. It's not, you know, incredible DPM or anything like that. So you could drive a 113 and make a much bigger impact because of the DPM and everything the vehicle's got going for it. That's where the Type definitely struggles a bit, in my opinion. But it is still a really, really good tank to just hold. Like, this is easily one of the best holding tanks in Tier 10. You know, like, the Concept 1B, it can hold well, but the problem with the Concept is that it doesn't have armor on the hull. So when people push you, they're just going to start nuking you in the hull, and that'll be the end. But for this tank, that's not really an issue. Now, our 907 made a ridiculously stupid play. Great job, bro. How to be a 40%er without telling me you're a 40%er. Like, what? Well, can't pen the IS-7 there. Waffle's in the back. We did spot the Waffle, however, not sure how much of an impact that's actually going to make. Got the 62A in front. We do get a nice shell into the T-62A, but man, I'm not loving this. Alright, well, we're going to chill here, and we're going to see if we can hold this or not. Let's see. Oh, we got the 92. Nice bounce. I have an idea. I have a very good idea as well, if you ask me, on what the game plan is here. There you go. Nice shot into the VK. STB, stop poking that, bro. You are going to get nuked if you poke that. Alright, well, let's see. So here's my thought process. If I back up just a little bit, like here. Well, there you go. We got a pen into the IS-7, which is obviously pretty good. Let's wiggle it. Wiggle, wiggle. There you go. Nice. We got a bounce. VK-72 is going to try and pen me. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We got a bounce. There you go. We got a pen. Keep on wiggling, keep on wiggling. There you go, we get a bounce. There you go, we get a bounce. Welcome to the Type 71, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to why this is easily one of the strongest Tier 10s in the game. Because there are not many vehicles you can get away with doing what I just did. Alright, well, let's wiggle, 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 wiggle. There you go, we get a bounce, we clear him. We do get penned by the 62A. However, it's not that big of a deal. We're going to move up so the IS-7 can't see me. Oh, no, he did see me still. A little annoying, but we got a pen into the T-62A. I mean, we single-handedly carried this game. We held the entire bridge against literally like 5 tanks. I did have some help from the STB, which I do appreciate, but let's be honest. If I wasn't there, this game would have been an instant loss. Again, Type 71 supremacy. This vehicle is insane. STB finishes off the enemy IS-7, and yeah, it took me a while. We had a lot of games where the armor wasn't incredible on this tank, but man, once it started popping off this battle, it was all worth it. And this is why you run mobility on the Type. Because, sure, having gun depression is great and all, but you cannot get away with traversing your vehicle as fast as I did there and being able to withstand an entire barrage of enemy tanks. It's just not possible. So we have the 92E1. We finish him off for 368, and I don't know why the STV is asking for help. Bro, how are you missing a Caro like 10 feet in front of you? I'm so confused. What? Alright, well, there you go. The Leopard gets the clear, and just like that, we have a win. Oof, that was a pretty painful one. I really thought that we were going to lose. I thought the VK-72 and the rest of their team was just going to spearhead right through, but they didn't. They let me sit there. Look at that. 4,000 damage blocked, 3,930 dealt. I mean, that was a crazy game. I always find it a little stupid that you get aces for battles that don't feel like much, and then that game there, it's only a second class. Like, we aced the previous game. Wasn't that the game where I farmed like an AFK mouse? And then we play this game where we actually like work our butt off. We block a lot, and we do everything we need to win, and we get a second class. Whoa! Yeah, I personally think the way XP is done in this game is really bad. The problem is, you know, we're going to have to watch like each individual game be like, yeah, that's an ace-worthy battle. But I do wish that sometimes games that you put a lot more effort into to get the win were more ace-worthy than battles where you just did a lot of damage, you know? But that's my personal opinion. Okay, what do we have? IS-7, Jagdtiger, 263. So they do have some deadlies, but they also don't really have many heavies. So I'm going to ping over towards the medium side, and I'm going to support my mediums. If this chieftain goes alone to heavy side, then you know what? That's his problem. We are going to head over here. We do have a Minnow as well, which is quite nice. The Minnow is an excellent vehicle to get on Himmelsdorf because of how good it is against mediums, especially on flat ground. It's kind of like the Type 71 as a tank destroyer. It's just got a really solid overall profile. Unfortunately, he's not moving right now, which means he could be AFK. So hopefully he does get his butt into battle. Alright, well, we are going to move up. Our E50M is actually getting some decent bleeds out, and it looks like so is the rest of our team. So that's pretty good. I'm not able to pen the 263, but honestly, I don't really care that much. We're just going to push right on up, and if this 263 wants to go, he's going to get it. Let's just squeeze on through. There we go, just like so. And let's move up a bit. Let's aim it on the 263 lower plate. Unfortunately, that shell literally went nowhere we aimed, but yeah, oh well. Let's see. This is not going great for the E50. I don't really care if the 263 pens me, because he's basically killing himself for it, so like, great job, I guess. I'm not really sure what else to say. Oh, we got the Vickers in front. There you go. Nice bounce. E50 hopefully will clear the 263. Oh boy, he messed it up. He's probably going to die. Actually, the 55A might be able to pick up the kill. There you go. Nice. 55A saves the teammate, so pretty good stuff there. We got a nice shot into the Vickers CR. And again, we're just going to wiggle the tank here. I don't even think the Vickers can pen me frontally. No, he can't. I was about to say, like, what are you going to do to me, bro? Alright, and he's dead. Alright, pretty good stuff. We have the IS-7 all the way in the back. We're going to aim it on that. We're going to load a premium AP. There you go. Slams right into his vehicle for 350. Alright, well, we got the Jagdtiger in front of us, and in 3 seconds we'll be able to pen him. The Jagdtiger has decent armor, but look at what happens when we load our premium AP. I mean, the armor on the Jagdtiger just gets turned into butter. 183 is looking at us, but I don't care. Honestly, I don't. I'm just going to poke him. 50-50 chance the 183 bounces me. There you go, we get the pen. There you go, there's the bounce. Dead. 2,000 damage blocked at this point. I mean, there's not many tanks I'm this confident in, but as I said, the Type 71 is just one of those vehicles where I feel like I can get away with almost anything. Man, I might put back on V-Stabs, though, because holy crap, the on-movement dispersion of this vehicle is not feeling great right now. Alright, let's get behind the IS-7, and there you go, 428 damaging shell. One more pen and we'll deal over 3k, which is pretty nice, and I was going to say the Patton's going to drive into me, but we got a nice 98 damage ram into the IS-7, 470 there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Everything worked fine. We did over 3k, plus the ram, probably close to 3,400. We got a win. Yeah, that's a pretty solid game if I say so myself. There you go. Alright, I'm going to change out my equipment again. I really don't like Refined on this vehicle. We're going to go back to V-Stabs, and we are going to also try out gun depression on this tank and see how it ends up working. And with that in mind, we should ideally be able to just get on this ridgeline, get hull down, and stop the enemy from really being able to do much. Now, the Type 71 is not actually that immobile, even without the speed. As we can see, I'm chilling at around 28 kilometers per hour, so not too bad. Personally, I love the gun on this tank. It's got very good on-movement dispersion for a heavy. And when you pair that with the fact it has ridiculously good premium penetration because it's premium AP, and the fact that this vehicle hits with 420 damage per shot, it's just quite a dangerous tank. Now, quite ironically, we can see that the E6 has already gotten nuked by an enemy or R183, should I say. We're going to aim it on that E6. He's too busy getting mad at that 183, and because of that, we were able to get a shot right into his hatch. Unfortunately, as we can see, the E6 hatched us right back, but that's not much of an issue for me. With the 10 degrees of gun depression being loaded out on this vehicle, we can easily work this ridgeline with almost no effort whatsoever, and it really is a great example of why gun depression can be such an important thing to have run on your vehicle. So we're going to reload here. We got a little bit longer, and we'll have another shell. So I'm going to push this 4005, and ideally we're going to be able to get some damage out. Actually, we'll just get a shell into that E6. There you go. The E6 is now a one-shot, which is quite nice. The problem is, our team's not doing great here. In fact, they're doing pretty bad if you were to ask me. So we're going to move up, and let's get a nice shell into you. We get a bounce as well, which is pretty good. Where's my team? That's what I'd like to know. Like, seriously, where is my team? Like, what's going on here, guys? There you go. Easy clear into the enemy E6 hatch. Not really that tricky of a shot, but again, where's my team? Like, seriously, where are you guys? Alright, well, we get 2 bounces from the 4005. At this point, we're going to push the 4005, and I don't think bro knows what to do. He's put himself in a really bad situation where basically I can use my gun depression on him, and because the 4005 reverse is so slow, we're able to get the clear. I honestly have no clue what our BZ75 has been doing this game. Dude is a little bit lost, I'm going to be honest. Alright, well, we got the Badger, and we get an easy pen right into the Badger's upper plate. With the amount of pen this vehicle has, it is very easy to cut through armor. I mean, really no issues whatsoever, and you can butter through armor, which is kind of insane. I mean, look at that amount of pen. Unfortunately, doesn't matter what you do in this result when your team doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, this is a loss and a half if you ask me. We have the STB rolling off to the side, and I'm going to aim it on that STB and just see if we can get the clear. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't care about the VZ as much. Really, whatever. Just going to shoot the VZ at this point. Not a bad result, to be fair. Just a non-winnable game. Well, let's aim it on the rear of the VZ. Not able to high explosive pen him, but we got a nice 525 damaging shell into his tank. We're going to angle, so the Emil might struggle to pen me. Let's see. Let's just back up a little bit. There you go. We do get the pen out. 4,887 damage. I don't know what else I was supposed to do there, to be honest. Whoa! Whoa! Well, we blocked 1,700. We did a solid job overall. And we held pretty good on the ridgeline. So, yeah. Remember when I said the tank itself is great, but sometimes you're reliant on your team? Well, this was definitely one of those situations. Overall, I had a lot of fun playing in the Type 71 today, and the vehicle performed very, very well. The armor was questionable in certain matches, but for the most part had incredible results, and we definitely saw that on our game when it came to Nube. I mean, the armor on the tank absolutely carried. So even though the gun on this vehicle isn't anything amazing in terms of DPM or even accuracy, the fact that it has so much pen at 350 mils of AP, and the fact that it does just have incredible armor and decent mobility or gun depression, depending on what you're doing, like our Normandy game there, you can do pretty well in general. It wasn't the tank's fault. We actually ended up losing our play to lose. In fact, I don't think we made too many mistakes at all throughout the series today, which is quite solid. So let me know what you guys think about this vehicle in the comments. And yeah, I would highly recommend the grind this tank. It is easily one of the best tier 10 heavies. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.